Hello, dear internet. This is Adrian at Thrashing Code, and today I'm going to do another reaction video to a band called Gore, and the song is Doomsday. But before I get into this, I'm going to tell you how I discovered this. So, strangely enough, this is actually an algorithm pick, but I clicked on it specifically because I had been flicking through Instagram, doom scrolling like we humans do these days. And there was a woman that popped up on my feed, and then she commenced to belt out some vocal brutality. And I was like, that's cool, that's cool. But, you know, lots of people out there doing that these days. Lots of women out there doing that these days, too, thank goodness. Everybody needs to come to the party. Everybody's invited. Let's get rid of the not invited bullshit and the gatekeeping. But, anyway, she did that, caught my attention. I was like, cool. And as I started to scroll to the next doom scrolling topic, whatever that might be, I flicked past and then I flicked back because I was like, wait a second. There was a mention of something. Oh, she's a NASA person. She works at NASA. She does some engineering stuff or something other. And I was like, oh, that's not really a common thing with brutal death metal singers or whatnot, or screamo or metalcore, or whatever this person might be doing. So I started paying attention to her, and I started checking out her band, etc. And also just kind of curious, which works on NASA, because I worked at NASA once, and I've worked on things that go zoomy up into the space and everything, and do other various things. But with this particular person, I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to check out the band too, and I've been meaning to check out the band, and that was like 10 months ago. Hadn't checked out the band. Finally, I see Gore in an algo pick, and I was like, oh, snap. This is our band. I got to check it out. So with that, you get to go on this joyride with me to Doomsday with Gore, and we're going to do it together. Here we go.
I pick my head outside and watch the cops kill all my neighbors' kids.
It's a very American thing to say.
I'll say that I did everything I could, but Doomsday comes earlier every year. The sky opens up to swallow you and leave it. When it's Armageddon, is it all forgiven? I put my faith in the arms of Doomsday. I watch my mother cry more than I have listened to or seen. I lie awake at night and think of all the horror she has seen. I ask what good it is to be a person who believes, 'cause all I ever wanted was to be somebody who believes. But Doomsday comes earlier every year. The sky opens up to swallow you and leave it. When it's Armageddon, is it all forgiven? I put my faith in the arms of Doomsday.
Some weird rendered trigger discipline.
Is it something I can change? Or is it what I know? We're sickness, yet it's just something that I'll have to learn to live with.
It's like one word. Every year. Church stuff. In the arms of Doomsday, huh? Period. Gore. Period. Interesting. So that is the first time that I've heard a song by them. Interesting. It had in the sense of lack of video solo and lack of breakdown. So that removes it from the general heavy metal category and the metalcore category and throws it over into the new metal category. I don't know. I'm not good at this whole genre, subgenre thing. But it's interesting where I thought there was about to be a breakdown. There ended up being like a sort of an interlude almost, which also had her come back in on vocals in a way that I didn't expect. That was cool. I am a big fan of a band throwing me a curveball and me not expecting what I hear next. Because usually I know the entire song within a few seconds of it playing, and that's that. That's how the bulk of things go, which is one of the reasons that I like to explore new music and experience new music things, because the tried and true gets kind of boring sometimes. With that also, though, I liked her range, how it started off with a clean, continued with a clean into like that first verse section. But she changed her inflection on that second part a bit, where it was building. It continued to build, and it didn't just have like a little bit of thing barely build and then go bam and smash you in the face like a lot of metalcore, a lot of death metal does, where if there is a soft intro, then it goes bam and it just smashes you in the face. This built up, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then it has a building intensity, and it levels off a bit, and then it has a little peak and valley and peak, and then trails back off. And I thought that was pretty cool. That's not usually how it's done that much these days. That was kind of a new metal pattern in a way. But at the same time, like, they got their own thing going on with it, which is cool. I also like the thickness of the sound, and I also did not like the thickness of the sound. Felt like some of the distorted parts could be a little, I don't know how to put it. I was going to say cleaner, but not cleaner. More like pulled into the mix in different ways, just a little bit. So cool sound, but also it muddied up the music a bit, which is probably the intent. I mean, that's what they were going for. But it seemed to be a bit much at a certain parts there, because it seemed to mismatch just a little bit. The other thing I thought was funny is how she said every year, like almost as one word. Like she sped it up, connected it together. Very much seems like a southernism, i.e. a southern accentuated conjugation of words, etc., pulled together. Maybe they're from the South. I even though I've been following her account and listening to what the band has been doing or whatnot, I didn't pay any attention to where they're from. So being, let's see, it works for NASA, probably somewhere in the South, like Florida, Florida, Alabama, Louisiana. All those places have NASA presence, and Southern California too, but definitely seems more like got some Southern influence going on there. With that, it was pretty good. I'll be keeping an eye on them. Catch the next song, see what else is going on. And in the meantime, catch the next video. Keep thrashing.